Morning, guys. Here, good morning, guys. So now we are entering into Unit 3. Unit 3 is nothing but a structural geology. Here, just I want to give you a small introduction to the structural geology. Very rarely does a geologist and engineering geologist and engineer find the same rock with uniform strength in the entire project area, especially when the project is a highway bridge or a dam. Quite often he comes across an abrupt changes in the characteristics of rocks in a project area. These differences are both in rock type in the lithology, as well as its strength. So, actually, just in this chapter, we will discuss clearly what is the strike, what is the dip, and an outcrop study of common geological structure associated with the rocks such as the folds. Here, guys, so we are entering into the deformational structures in crustal rocks. It's called the folds and faults. Folds and thrust mountains. Enormous mountain ranges from when plates converge. Controlled rocks show the power of plate tectonics. Rock distortion. From this picture, we can identify the rock distortion and convergent plate boundaries and folding. Here, guys, figure 1, ocean collisions from island rocks are formed. Here, continent to continent collision forms folded mountains belt, Alps, Himalayas, and Appalachians. Here, guys, when two uh, oceanic lands are collide, here volcanic arcs are formed and intensely folded oceanic sediments and dredge. Here, consolidated cold mountains uh, when continental to continental plates are collides. So from this figure, we can identify when island rocks are formed due to oceanic and oceanic crust collisions, and when folded mountain belt, Alps, Himalayas, and Alpines are formed due to collides between the two continental plates. Evidence of lateral compression. Formerly, horizontal layers are twisted, bent, or broken. Some folded rocks are pushed over and they on their sides or even upsides down. Here, this is the actual sandstone, and these sandstones are folded. Guys, here you observe my cursor, this is the one type of the sandstone is like the bended. This is the layer bended. This is the layer bended. This is the layer bended. Studying faults and folds. Guys, the branch of geology that studies crustal deformation is called structural geology. Geology structures determine ground stability and where to build cities. Stress. Units are pressure, force or area. Three types of stresses. Compression causes bending, tension causes thinning, and shearing causes one type of faults. And here, guys, here compression, tension, and shearing stresses. Here from convergent, divergent, transform. From figure 1, actually undeformed rock. If compression stress acted on the undeformed rock, we can observe A. And when tension Like the convergent means two forces act on the same side is called the convergent. Divergent means two forces are act oppositely tension, that is called divergent. When shearing stress, two are the opposite directions, we have to call the shearing stress. So you observe the my cursor. This is the undeformed rock. When from both sides stress applied, so that is called the compression test. The we have to call the convergent. Now, two forces are acted oppositely each other. This is due to the tension. That is the divergent. This is the transform, shearing transform. So parallelly acts on the both sides. Types of deformation. Elastic deformation up to elastic limit, springs elastic deformation up to elastic limit. Example, springs back to original shape. Demo pencil under brittle failure is the breaks. Demo pencil causes subject to great stress that exceeds the yield point elastic limit or subject to sudden stress AKH impact. So plastic deformation does not spring back, keeps a deformed shape. Demo chewing gum. Cause can be high temperature near melting or high pressure, squeezed like a ball of clay. The relationship between stress and strain. Here, strain can be changed in shape, a deformation due to an applied stress. Here, the relationship between stress and strain at low temperatures and pressure or sudden stress, yield point, brittle failure, and plastic deformation. This indicates the brittle failure. Relationship between stress and strain under high temperatures or pressure, plastic ductile deformation, yield point, rupture point, and elastic deformation, plastic deformation. Here, factors affecting rock deformation. Intensity of applied stress, heat, temperature of the rock, amount of time the stress is applied, rock composition. Interpreting deformed rocks. Most apparent in sedimentary rocks, importance of deformation. Indicates past plate motions, indicates other past geological events, and locates specific natural resources and mapping rock orientation, strikes and dip. Guys, here I will explain clearly compass bearing of strike. Guys, you observe my cursor. This is the line of the strike, and dip is always perpendicular to the strain of perpendicular to the strike of line. So this is called the angle of dip. So one instrument is there, that name is Bruton compass. A Bruton compass using we can identify strike and dip, but we are using these strikes and dip. The main aim of this is we have to imagine the objective in a three-dimensional point of view. Guys, a strike intersection horizontal and dip perpendicular angle from the horizontal down towards the surface. Here folds, bends in rock layers, type synclines and anticlines. Synclines downfold, innermost rock angles, and anticline upfold, innermost rock shoulders. Parts of folds, limbs, axial plane and axis. Note, anticlines and synclines are structures in rocks, not surface landforms. Guys, here this is called the rock bands, folded rocks. Guys, here also rock banded. This is the Anger rock and the Volta rock and overturned rocks. Guys, folded rocks before erosion. Here I can give you some technical words. Guys, you observe my cursor here. From here to here, we have to call the anticline, and the down area from here to here, we have to call as the syncline. And this as the axis is the imaginary plane, and the axial plane also imaginary plane. So before arousing the land, this is the folder structure. At the same time, after erosion of anticline, older rocks in center and syncline is the opposite. Guys, this is the anticline structures, this is the syncline structures, and this is the axial plane, this is the axis, this is the older rock, and this is the younger, this is the older rock, this is the younger rock. And topography may be opposite of structures, anticline before and after erosion. Here before erosion and here after erosion. Here stream erosion begins near ridge crest. Here anticline valley after erosion. Here also topography may be opposite of structure. Here guys, the difference is here the anticline structures, here the syncline structures. Less resistant rock, resistant sandstone, and synclinal ridge. And a folded symmetry. Symmetrical are open folds, asymmetrical folds, overturned folds, recombinant folds, and flanging folds. Guys, this is the symmetrical and this is the axial plane. But we have to observe here the axial plane, and here asymmetrical axial plane is a not vertical. In this side, it is the straight line. Here, just axial plane is not vertical. And here also overturned folds, various folds. And this is the recombinant fold. Recombinant fold means it's purely turned. Here flanging folds. Here also guys you observe, but here is the eroded taking place, but this is the anticline, this is the syncline, but here nose of syncline is the here syncline, and the plunge direction, nose of anticline, plunge direction, this is the up end, this is the down end. Plunging folds, interpreting folds. Determine if center rocks are older or younger than flanks, fossils, right side of clues, graded bending and the mud cracks, are limbs parallel or nosed. Determine limb depth from the measurements, streams versus the strike and dip. Use nose rules for anticlines and synclines. Again, under strike and dip, strike line is the strike and dip is perpendicular to the strike. Guys, domes and basins. Here domes. Here dome, younger rock and older rock. We have identified here dome structures and basin structures. Here, guys, domes. I will explain something. Uh, folds which are equivalent to anticlines but consist of layers which are shaped like an inverted bowl. Dome structures are found where forces deep under the crust have thrust a portion of the earth upward. They can be caused by upward thrust or arching over large batholiths or laccolith intrusions. So other deformations such as the salt dome. Salt domes are believed to be formed when large plugs of salt a few miles deep in the earth are forced up, pushing up layers above them to create a dome. And here the basin folds. Basin folds also like which are equivalent to syncline but consist of layers which are shaped like a bowl. Basins and domes can be large as 100 kilometers across. Domes and basins are very large features with very gentle deeps. They are so large that they can be observed only on geological maps or aerial photos. Guys, here, not fractures. Guys, actually, this is all the next topic, but this we need not to these topics. Here, guys, and also I will explain clearly again strike and dip. Guys, actually here from the civil engineering point of view, structural geology is very important. It gives one and an understanding about how rock properties get modified to make the rock suitable or unsuitable as a foundation for civil engineering projects like dams, tunnels, roads, or railway tracks. Here, attitude of beds. Structures are exposed in terms of their attitude. Attitude refers to the three-dimensional orientation of a geological feature such as a bed, a joint, or a fault or a fold. The attitude of planar features such as beds or joints is defined by their strike and dip. The strike of a bed stratum may be defined as the direction of a line formed by the intersection of a bed and a horizontal plane. The strike direction is measured by compass. The dip of a bed or stratum is the angle between the bed and a horizontal plane. It is measured in a vertical plane that strikes at right angles to the strike of the bedding. That means the dip is always perpendicular to the strike. Strike direction, dip direction, and the dip amount are shown, and the dipping beds are shown. Special symbols are employed on geological maps to show the attitude of beds. Dip has both the direction and amount. The dip strike symbol is T with a bigger horizontal line over the vertical line. Here, guys, and here I skipped something. Here, plunging folds. Plunging fold. Actually, guys, here I will explain some plunging fold. Plunge fold, a fold is set to plunge if the axis is not horizontal. The amount of plunge is the angle between the axis and the horizontal line lying in a common vertical plane. It may be a plunging anticline or plunging syncline. And here various folds, recombinant fold. Here guys, uh, recombinant fold, in a recombinant fold, the axial plane is a horizontal. It may be either an anticline are syncline. A recombinant anticline is shown here. The strata in the inverted limb are usually much thinner than the corresponding beds in the normal limb. Guys, and here overturned fold. A overturned fold is one in which the axial plane is inclined and both the limbs dip in the same direction but with the different amounts of dip. In this case, one limb may be in the normal position whereas the other limb makes a complete overturn more than 90 degrees. From its usual position, the fold may be an anticline or syncline. Here also, guys, I will explain clearly now. What is anticline? Here, guys, actually types of folds before folds are described in several ways depending on the different kinds of classifications, and those descriptions are mostly theoretical. In the present study, the more relevant and more common folds that are most often encountered and dealt with, they are described in a simple and understandable way with short illustrations. Antiform is an upwardly sorry guys. So here guys, anticline is generally convex upwards with the limbs commonly dipping away from the axial plane. Here the age of the beds are known and the older beds occur towards center of curvature of the fold. Syncline is a concave upwards and the beds dip towards the axial plane. The ages of the beds are known and the young beds are towards the center of curvature of the fold. In general, a syncline, anticline, and syncline occurs together as they are produced because of the shortening of the crust by compressional forces. Okay, guys, in the next class, I will explain the next topic.